right, welcome back. We have a new tornado warning that has been issued. It is portions of Henry County. Once again, Henry County, you've already been under tornado warning tonight. So this is a new warning out until 10:45 tonight, as we'll track a strong thunderstorm here with the possibility of rotation. This one is radar indicated at the moment. We'll watch for the possibility of rotation within this storm here. As we look at it, this new warning includes Henry County and portions of Madison County, right? So it is quite the warning. It also includes portions of Delaware County here as this system continues to move on to the south and east. So as I look at it here, 10:21, a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was near Anderson, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. This one is picking up speed. It is faster than any storm that I've seen tonight. Most of them have been moving at 15, 20 miles per hour, but this one we grab moving at around 30 miles per hour. So the area of concern located over Anderson. So as we look at it, I know you see this entire area included, but my focus, and I'm going to move back here, my focus will be right about here. So I'm going to take this area and I'm going to track it moving at 30 miles per hour. I'm going to take this area, 30, put it out, 30. It's going to pick up quite a few areas, and it's actually going to show you this system moving into parts of, and get back to that tracker there. It looks like it's not picking up a lot of areas because it's, so I'm going to widen that track. Expanding that one more time, it's the only tornado warning that we have. There's also a thunderstorm warning within it. So what we're saying here is that not only we have a storm that's producing the possibility of rotation, we also have a storm that's packing a punch with some strong winds as well. 60-mile-per-hour winds reported within this storm. All right, so let's go back to this tracker here. I'm going to take a wider view so we can get more locations. We're going to put it out at around 30 miles per hour here. There we go. Moving off to the south and east at 30 miles per hour. We get that track on, and there we go. We see Mount Summit at around 10:56, Middletown at around 10:39. So as far as the tornado warning, we'll see if it's set to expire before it begins to move even more off to the south and east. But this warning will be a warning that lasts for quite a while. 10:45 is a long warning for tornado, even if it's moving at 30 miles per hour, because what we're going to watch it do here is slowly in the next 10-15 minutes move out of Madison County and become an issue as it moves into parts of Henry County here. So the area of concern at the moment will be Madison County, but moving into parts of course, Henry County. So let's look at the velocity here. The reason for this tornado warning is radar indicated. Let's see what we got. So we look closely and we see some rotation that's possible here. Once again, that rotation was sitting over Anderson, but now I believe that rotation is a little more south and east. I think originally when this warning was set a few minutes ago, that rotation was sitting over Anderson. Let's go back. That time, 10:21. Is when we would have seen rotation over Anderson. So there we go at 10:21. What you'll notice here is just south of Anderson, near Crestlawn, you see the red and green pretty close together. We look to see that feature kind of go away, but only brightens. It only gets worse there. So we're watching the possibility of some rotation in parts of Madison County right now. The warning out until 10:45, as I'm expecting this system to move into Henry County next. Going back over to my radar, like I told you earlier, it's not really a storm on radar that you can take your eye off of and say this is not anything. This is not happening, because every storm seems to be gaining their strength as it moves off to the south and east. And what you've noticed here, I want to take you back on radar to show you what just happened, because something important just happened here. If we go back, what you will notice is, you notice that at 10:20, you saw many counties off to around Lafayette, Crawfordsville, these counties all included in the thunderstorm watch, right? But watch what happens. We drop those counties. Why do we drop those counties? Because those counties have been worked over. These storms have already rolled through that area. It's almost impossible to see a storm system redevelop behind an atmosphere that has already seen heavy rain and thunderstorms, right? So you start to see these counties drop. This will continue to happen. This is why I don't believe that this tornado or this thunderstorm watch is set to be out until 4 a.m. will last until 4 a.m. I don't think it just has the capabilities to do so. I do think that we'll keep the thunderstorm watch a little bit longer for some of these southern counties, because you look across the state line and you see these storms that are developing, producing strong storms as well. They will move into areas around Princeton, Indiana, just south into Evansville. So that watch will hang on a little bit longer. Expanding out a little bit more here, you notice that there is a broken line of storms stretching from areas from Angola, Indiana, down into Logansport. This one not strong and not even seeing a lot of lightning with it, but we'll see once it moves into this environment near Marion if it becomes a stronger storm able to produce produce rotation like the storms ahead of it. Right now, heavy rain, lightning. If you're in Madison County, if you're in Henry County, if you're in Delaware County, lowest level of your home, most interior space, that plan that you talk about with your children, that plan that they put together in school, put it in action now. Listen to the sound of my voice. Once again, this is radar indicated, but tonight we have had several confirmations and they confirm quickly. So lowest level of your home, most interior space, away from windows and doors. Get into that area now. Listen to the sound of my voice. I'll let you know when it's safe to come out at this moment. If you're in Delaware County, if you're in Madison County, if you're in Henry County, you should be in that safe place. As we look over to areas that were in the thunderstorm warning earlier, Union County and even Wayne County, you are now under a special weather statement. No longer seeing a strong thunderstorm here, but seeing the strongest of it move into Ohio. So far, the storms have moved out of Indiana into Ohio, have not sparked any warnings. Only special weather statements, which shows signs that they have strengthened up to the eastern portion of the state and then once again weakened as they moved into Ohio. So these storms are cycling. They are gaining strength and they are losing strength. So we are watching that possibility of these storms next. So you see special weather statements with these storms, right? Just letting me know that they could possibly be stronger storms. And we're keeping our eye on those storms as well. Zooming in once again, I want to talk about some of the flooding concerns that we have. There are many locations in the eastern portion of the state, I would say all from Portland all the way down into parts of Connorsville, where flooding is a concern because you've gotten in on heavy rain tonight. That heavy rain, kind of put together with some of the heavy rain you had last night, definitely becoming a bit of an issue. So we are watching areas of concern right now as we look over at the warnings that are out. We haven't talked much about the thunderstorm warning that's out for Madison County. That thunderstorm warning also is a storm that has a possibility of producing rotation, so we'll watch for those storms as well. The thunderstorm warning that's sitting to the north, that includes, the watch of course includes almost every county, but the thunderstorm warning that's sitting to the north there, that includes portions of Delaware County there and also portions of Madison County. It is because of winds that have been as strong as 60 miles per hour. It looks like that penny-sized hail, so hail's not as large as it was earlier with some of the storms. Severe thunderstorm located near Elwood, moving at around 10 miles northwest of Anderson. It's also moving at 25 miles per hour. So this entire cluster of storms moving at 25 to 30 miles per hour, it makes it a slow-moving system, but probably faster than anything we've seen tonight. And although this warning is out until 10:45. I'm expecting very soon, and let me look at it one more time. I'm going to look at rotation. I'm expecting very soon for Madison County, I would say 10 more minutes, and we still see some broad rotation there in Madison County. I would say Madison County in the next 10 minutes, not at around 10:45, it looks like, we will see this system move out of Madison County, move into Henry County, which means that I think it is possible that we extend a tornado warning for Henry County a little bit later tonight. It's going to take a while for Henry County to clear. In Henry County, I know it's been a rough night. I know it feels like you've been in your safe place all night long, but don't let your guard down because of that. Don't let this moment of, constantly being in these warnings make you let your guard down, because what we have here tonight is these storms that can produce a quick kind of spin up. In any other situation, I would say, hey, tornado warning radar indicated, get in your safe place, but, you're probably okay. But the issue here is that it is nighttime, it is dark, and it takes nothing for these things to spin up and for you not to be able to see it. So we want you in your safe place, lowest level of your home, most interior space, as we track these storms tonight. All right, want to take a look at one of our cameras. Where's this camera from, guys? Okay, so it looks like near Anderson and Middleton here, we have this camera showing the heavy rain. Actually, we can't see much from this camera. I can see the kind of water waving on the roadways as we see those showers kind of move through. Wouldn't be surprised if there's some hail within this camera, because I see a hail core here. The lightning is absolutely amazing. It's quite the lightning show. I do think that we'll get damage tonight coming in from lightning and gusty winds. You have 60-mile-per-hour winds, you have lightning, you have a tornado warning. It's a lot happening here. But what amazes me about that camera is the amount of rain you can see on the roadways there, and that will make travel very difficult here tonight. I do think there will be areas to where it stops raining, and we're talking about foggy conditions. You know, this moisture has to go somewhere. The lightning tonight has been a feature with almost every thunderstorm we've seen, so it's not just severe storms. Lightning is not in itself a severe feature, but it is a dangerous feature to storms. Once again, we are looking at a tornado warning that has changed, so I want to show you the change. I mentioned that it's starting to move out of Madison County here. So look at this. So originally, when the tornado warning was issued, it included Anderson, right? Anderson, no longer in the tornado warning. What that means for you, Anderson, you can come out of your safe place. If you're listening to my voice, thank you for listening. Thank you for being in that safe place. We're not sure of your damage right now, but you can come out. You can continue to watch our coverage here tonight as your neighbors are now being impacted by this storm as it's moving out of Madison County slowly and really putting a bullseye on parts of Henry County once again. And this also includes Delaware County, but I would say the area of rotation is actually sitting south of Delaware County, although you were included in that warning. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't be in your safe place, shouldn't be in the lowest level of your home, most interior space here. There's a new thunderstorm warning, so let me focus in on that one really quickly. I don't want to leave anything unsaid here tonight. So, new thunderstorm warning. This one's in Clay County until 11:15 tonight. Also Owen County until 11:15 tonight. Quite a bit of lightning. My biggest concern with this system as I'm looking at it here, north of Center Point, is quite a bit of hail. It's a large hail core. As we look at this system, hail, quite the dangerous situation. And I would say, let me look off to what's next in this area. So if you're in Center Point, it's just north of you. I wouldn't make any moves at the moment, but I would say if you're in parts of 6 Points, Bowling Green, go ahead and get the car in the garage. You're under a thunderstorm warning, but if you're in Bowling Green, 6 Points, if you're in Hancock Corner, if you're in Hickory Corner, get the car in the garage. This storm that is moving your way has some very large hail within it, and I want you to be safe, but I also know that you have a little time here tonight. Yes, you're in the heavy rain, but you have a little time here tonight, so I want to give you that time to do so. So at 10:34, a severe thunderstorm was located near Brazil, Indiana, about 16 miles east of Terre Haute, moving southeast at 25 miles per hour. It has quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Quarter-size hail is some very large hail. It can do quite a bit of damage there. So, like I said, if you're not in the warned area and you're in this area where we're talking about the Owen County, if you're in parts of Clay County to the south and you're talking about the special weather statement and you're not in the warned area, you have time to get that car in the garage. This is a thunderstorm warning that is out at the moment here. Expanding out one more time because I don't want to forget about the tornado warning that we have, of course. We are paying close attention to radar indicated rotation that has been here in Henry County. The lightning is making the system very difficult to see, difficult to track. As we move forward here, what we're going to notice is that we're going to start shaving counties as the area of rotation, and I can show you that here. The area of rotation is now sitting here. So you can see it's kind of moving into southwestern Delaware County to right into Henry County is where it will move to. As it moves off to the south and east, and it has been moving south and east, what you're going to notice here is that first, before you see anything, like right now in Middletown, you have lightning. You're going to see quite a bit of lightning. You're going to hear rumbles of thunder that will sound very dangerous because this is a dangerous storm, right? Even without the sound, you can tell this is a dangerous storm. And after that, that's where the rotation will be sitting. The rotation will be sitting behind of all that. So behind the thunder, behind the lightning, behind the heavy rain sits the possible rotation. It's still there. It is broad. It is not very impressive. This is not purple, so we haven't seen any observations on the ground of this system just yet. But as we look at it moving faster than the rest of the storms, I do think that we will clear Madison County very soon. So looking to clear Madison County, looking to focus our attention here on Henry County, Delaware County here. We know that this will be extended in Henry County. You're already under a severe thunderstorm warning for winds that have really picked up. I want to expand out. I'm going to shave some feedback off my radar. So I'm starting to get some feedback here, and there's a new thunderstorm warning. As I shave that off, All right, let's get to it. New thunderstorm warning now for Jackson County. This one includes Lawrence County, Jackson County here out until 11:15 tonight. This, and I want to get the reason why, so let me go back out. This new warning issued until 11:15. You know, some of the models indicated that tonight at around 9 o'clock we would really get into the thick of things. Because we've slowed things down so much, we're in the thick of it right now. As far as this storm and it gaining strength, it's not out of the question that any of these thunderstorm warnings that we see here that are firing become tornado warnings. So we're keeping our eye on them very closely here tonight. It is now 10:40. I do have a tornado warning that's set to expire at 10:45. That tornado warning out until 10:45 for southeastern Delaware County, northeastern Henry counties. You know, as we look at the storm at about 10:32, it was still capable of producing a tornado, moving at 25 miles per hour now. So it has slowed its speed down from the 30 miles per hour we saw earlier. It is a system that is producing heavy rain and lightning. It is a system that it is concerning because of its heavy rain and lightning, and also because of its possibility of rotation here. So expanding out one more time. If you're just joining in tonight, I'm Chief Meteorologist Ashley Brown. We've been tracking storms the exact time that we went on air, about 8:12 tonight. And since then, we've had several storms producing rotation here. This is the most active our radar has been all night long. I mean, we've had storms here and there, but we haven't had this much activity at all. As where things stand now, we still have a tornado warning for Madison County, and as it continues into Henry County here, and a thunderstorm warning. And if you look at this radar from this view, you're probably saying, hey, I can't see much. There's so much white. What is that white? It is lightning. And most people on the ground can't see much because of it as well. Lightning has really taken over some of these storms, heavy rain as well, and flooding a concern. You can see with every strong storm, you see a cluster of white. And all of that is the lightning. And you know, sometimes lightning is the reason for power outages. Lightning is the reason for fires that spark. Lightning is the reason that tree limbs come down. So we are watching these storms very closely as all of those factors and features are starting to come into play here tonight. Now, as we get closer to around 10:45, it's 10:41. I should have some updates coming in. So let's zoom in just a little bit closer here. What I'm seeing with the storm in parts of Middletown now is that although we see the lightning there, I am no longer seeing the lightning in Anderson. Anderson, you're still under a thunderstorm warning, but I believe it will expire before 11 o'clock because the reason for it has already moved into parts of Henry County. But looking to the south, at some of the new warnings that we have, I want to keep my eye on this one for a warning. This one in Jasper, Indiana, quite a bit of lightning. But look at this. As we look near Huntingburg, this is a hail core with some very large hail. I believe this hail is pretty close to being large enough for a severe thunderstorm warning. I do think we'll see a severe thunderstorm warning here very soon if it does not weaken. This is the thunderstorm warning that's probably the latest thunderstorm warning that we received until 11:15 for Jackson County and to Lawrence County there. That thunderstorm warning is for the possibility of some very strong winds. The hail isn't as organized there, but there is some hail within the storm. I would say the reason for that warning is wind. Now, the reason for the warning that we have in Clay County, the thunderstorm warning, of course, near center point, has been the hail core. It is starting to loosen up a little bit. It's not as large, but it's still there. So concerned about the hail within that system. Warnings and watches are beginning to drop off because we are getting closer to that time of 10:45. And I would say, I don't even think we need this warning anymore for Clinton County. I would say that you're all good, but we're going to watch for Howard County as the storm that's sitting in Logansport is set to sink into your area there in Howard County, and we'll see if it gains strength. But for now, it does not look like a very impressive system. But we'll see if it's able to gain strength, and that's the reason that Howard County is still under that thunderstorm watch. We'll see what happens there. At 10:43 here, I'm expecting the Madison County warning. There's really not much at all in Madison County anymore. It is now crossing the county line into Henry County. So now we will focus our attention on Henry County, and I'll show you that kind of just to show you ground proof. The rotation is very broad, not barely there anymore. And it's moving into parts of Henry County now. I would say there's not much left behind in Madison County that even is of concern anymore. Some heavy rain and some lightning, but the threat now is starting to shift into portions of Henry County at the moment. And I believe that we will get a new warning in Henry County because this one's set to expire at 10:45. But the area that once caused the rotation is no longer in Madison County, is now really broad rotation in Henry County. So we'll see what happens here in the next 30 seconds or so as we'll get an update here. What we know for sure is that it's not out of the question that any storm that we have on radar is warned for with the possibility of rotation. Some good news here, just kind of talk about some good news because we do have some. If you've been watching throughout the night, we were watching some strong storms that were sitting here across the state line in Illinois. What we see now is that these storms are weakening in a weakening stage. I no longer see tornado warnings here. So that's good news for the systems that are behind it. And other good news is that I think we are starting to work this atmosphere over so much that as far as development goes, I do believe we probably have another 45 minutes of development here with these stronger storms before we get to some weaker shower and thunderstorm activity here throughout the night because, it's almost impossible to go on like this. You got to think the sun has set. We have no sun. We don't have that energy. The temperature trend has fallen off. Let's go back over to that. Temperatures are dropping off slowly here. I'm going to go over to, that's tomorrow's temperatures. As I go over to tonight's temperatures here, they are set. Look at this. So we're at 74 for South Bend with some cooler air there, 80 for Indianapolis. I would say the area of concern now, look at this. It's where we see Evansville, where we see some warmer air. But where the air is cooler, and this is a better look, where we see the 74, I mean, look at Richmond, 68. What more can you give at a 68-degree temperature with a lack of humidity and no sun? So we're looking good there. Indianapolis, we're still at 80. We're still at that time at the moment. And as expected, Madison County, if you've been watching us all night, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for getting to that safe place. You are clear. You are okay to come out of that safe place. You have a thunderstorm warning, but you no longer have a tornado warning there. Now, as expected, Henry County under a new warning. Now, this is a continuation of the warning that we had in Madison County. And we continue that warning now for Henry County, but it has a new time because the storm was moving slower. Originally, when we set in with the storm, it was moving at 30 miles per hour. But over time, I believe it's now closer to around 20 to 25 miles per hour. That slowdown gives us a new time. So just now moving into Henry County is this storm now out until a thunderstorm warning and tornado warning now out until 11:30 tonight. As we look at the possibility of rotation, and sometimes when I look at this rotation and I say that the rotation is broad, which it is, it may cause you to let your guard down. I don't want that to be so. Tonight, storms have been doing something we call cycling. And what they do is the rotation broadens. Doesn't look very impressive initially. And then all of a sudden, that rotation comes back and it tightens up. And then we start talking about something that's a little more serious here. So tonight, if you're in Henry County, lowest level of your home, most interior space away from windows and doors as we track a stronger storm. If you're watching us tonight and this is not in your area, not in your neighborhood, give us a second to kind of handle and help your neighbors here tonight before we move on to our regularly scheduled newscast. And we will here very soon. We'll get close to it. But I just want to make sure that there's not a lot happening here in Henry County. This is radar indicated before we kind of send you back to your news, and we'll get to it here. So showers and thunderstorms kind of rolling through here tonight with some heavier downpours of rain. Rotation has been an issue for us tonight as we've had several storms produce rotation. I'm not going to stay with you until 11:30 with this storm, but I am going to stay with you until I see if this rotation is tightening again. Right now, it is broad. I want to check back with it in the next 5 minutes or so. I do think it's possible that we start our 11 o'clock newscast, which is starting our newscast here tonight. If I'm just seeing these same signs, I'm not going to stay with you and prolong something that's not impressive. But I will stay with you as long as I think there's a possibility, and I still think it's a possibility there. Okay, so going over the thunderstorm warnings that we have in Owen County until 11:15. I haven't forgot about you, Owen County. You are under a thunderstorm warning. The hail core that was once very large and very impressive is no longer. It still shows signs of hail, but it's pretty scattered at this point, and lightning is still a main feature here tonight. That warning set to expire at 11:15 here tonight. As we look at the Bedford County storm, the Bedford storm actually in Lawrence County, this one has quite a bit of hail. It didn't about 10 minutes ago, but now it does. So I will say, as this storm moves off to the east and kind of moving in the southeast direction, if you were in Brownstown right now, if you're in Brownstown, I know it's at 10:48 at night and you probably don't want to do so. If you do not want hail damage on your vehicle, I would go out right now in Brownstown, move your car into the garage, into a safe place, because this storm does have a large hail core. It could weaken by the time you get there, but better to be safe than sorry at this moment, as we've had these storms with large hail, gusty winds, and yes, some rotation here. It looks like we've started to remove more counties here, and I want to go over that from the thunderstorm watch. Let me go back a few minutes so I can see what was and what wasn't. It looks like that we've shaved those northeastern counties and they continue to be gone. But I do think it's possible that we shave a couple more counties here as we move forward. So thunderstorm watch still out to 4 a.m. I have some clutter on my map, clearing that. I want to go over to the thunderstorm warning and the Delaware County, of course, tornado warning. Delaware County, you will clear this first. You're still under a tornado warning, but I'm expecting your area to clear this tornado warning first. So in the next probably 10-15 minutes, we're going to clear Delaware County. And we're going to start focusing our attention on Henry County. We're already in Henry County, right, with this tornado warning. Henry County, you're already in the most interior space. You're already in your safe place, listening to the sound of my voice, not watching me at all, because that's not necessary for this situation. It is better if you listen, not watch. As we look at the severe thunderstorm warning, that is out. This one at about 10:46, thunderstorm was located 8 miles south of Muncie, moving at 30 miles per hour. So this one is moving off to the south and east. It continues to move pretty quickly, and that's the thunderstorm warning with the system. The reason for this thunderstorm warning that is here in portions of Henry County and Delaware County, 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-size hail. So when you look at these storms and a tornado, of course, I kind of want to go over something with you. So there are 3 reasons, only 3, that a thunderstorm warning is issued, right? 1, damaging wind, winds of 58 miles per hour or plus. 2, large hail, 1 inch in diameter or larger, and we've had some hail that's pretty large tonight. 3, rotating thunderstorms, and usually with that situation, you'll either get a thunderstorm warning, what we call tornado possible, or you'll get a tornado warning. Now, tonight, only one time, and that was in Madison County, we had an observed system. National Weather Service most likely going out for that system tomorrow to kind of track damage. We've had some reports of damage tonight from these systems, mainly wind damage, and I think as we go through the next hour, several power outages will be reported as we get closer to the 11 o'clock hour, even 11:30, as we start tracking these storms that have moved out and you start seeing what happened behind them. If we look right now at some of the damage reports, and I should have a couple more than I had earlier. Looks like I have this exact same amount. We'll see if that updates here soon. The reports that I've gotten for damage here, Cambridge City, this was about 9:14, minor trees, power lines reported down in the area. Same story as we look to the other report here. This one was just to the north of that, power lines down, trees down. I do think this is a constant conversation we'll have tonight. So tomorrow morning, although I am not expecting a stormy start to your day, you won't deal with thunderstorms tomorrow as you head into work. You will deal, I think, with probably some debris in the roadways. You will deal with some flooding out there. Speaking of flooding, if we can pull up some of our cameras, what you'll notice from those cameras is the heavy rain already causing some issues. Already seen ponding on the roadways from our cameras, already seen, and this is a live camera right now, where you see, roadways look to be flooded. You can see kind of the cars splashing water up. This looks like I-69 231 here at this camera. Heavy rain, lightning, thunderstorms rolling through. No reports here of debris in the roadway, but wouldn't be surprised if we see it around because we've had reports here in this area of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here tonight. So heavy rain continues to fall along with the thunderstorms that we're seeing here tonight. I would say that as we shave more counties from the watch, our concern will be the possible rotation in anything that's left. I do think as we get closer to the 11 o'clock hour, anything that's bringing broad rotation at that point, we will kind of look at it very closely to see if it has the potential of tightening. And that's the word potential here, because these storms have potential of producing rotating thunderstorms here tonight, and we've seen them produce exactly that. This Henry County tornado warning out until 11:30 here tonight, originally out in parts of Madison County, and was moving at around 40 miles per hour. Moving at 30 miles per hour, I'm sorry. But most of the storms tonight have been moving at around 15 miles per hour. And as I look at the new warning here in Henry County, I can tell you that this one's now moving at 25. So at last check, it was located 9 miles east of Anderson, moving at around 25 miles per hour. Of course, when you track systems like this, when they start slowing down, you start getting more concerned, because you start talking about the possibility of the system being rain wrapped, A, and B, just taking longer to exit the location. And that's why we went from a tornado warning that was set to expire for us at around 10:45 in Madison County, and that included Henry County as well. But at 10:45, most likely the National Weather Service looked at this and said, hey, it's moving too slow. We can't let this tornado warning expire, because the system has a history of producing rotation, and the storm's history is the best predictor of a storm's future. And that's exactly what we have going on here. Several storms with a history of rotation predicting kind of its future. So sometimes we're going to continue tornado warnings, not because there's something on the ground at the moment, but sometimes what we're looking at here is what's possible. And a lot of tonight is what's possible, but some of tonight has definitely been what has been on the ground here tonight. Thunderstorm watch still out as we look at it here. We are getting close to the 11 o'clock hour. Once again, I promise you that we're going to send you back to the news at 11 o'clock, only because I do see the rotation rather broad here, and I think we can handle that by doing weather updates with you every couple minutes or so. So I am going to let you go to your 11 o'clock newscast here in just a minute, but I want to make sure that rotation doesn't kind of spin back up here. And by doing that, how I do that is actually going over to something called velocity. So velocity for us is rotation. When we see the red and the green closer together, and you see other colors beginning to spark here, like a brighter red, a brighter green. These are inbound and outbound winds. And when we're looking at this, I still see some broad rotation within this system, but I haven't seen it tighten. So I'm not seeing that.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Ashley Home Store.